Yo, now you should be able to hear me. Give me a heads up in the comments to make sure you can hear me. Good morning, by the way. It's college football Saturday. I'm waiting for somebody in the comments to let me know that you can definitely hear me. All right. No, it's... Yo, what's up? All right. So, obviously, it's week 0, which means a lot of FCS stuff. Not the craziest day as far as value goes, but there's some bets here that I like. And there's definitely some room to make some money today. It's just obviously being week 0, it's not going to be crazy. But let's give another minute to file in. How did Toast do last night? I didn't even check my accounts. I've been tailing him blindly. Let's pull that up. Let's see how Toast did in baseball last night. Results, MLB. Let's see. Toast plus 0.77. All right. So up just under 1 unit. We'll take it, Toast. We'll take it. All right. Jimmy Jams has made it. All right. Let's go ahead and get started here. First game, Austin Peay at Western Kentucky. Now, I know a lot of people are going to see Western Kentucky played in the Conference USA Championship last year. Then at quarterback, they bring in Jared Dagey from West Virginia. So a lot of people are just going to see those two facts right there and just blindly bet Western Kentucky against a FCS team. I don't know if I would consider Dagey an automatic upgrade over Bailey Zapp. Bailey Zapp was awesome last year for Western Kentucky. They won a couple big games. They beat Indiana, which is a Big Ten school, last year. Bailey Zapp had a great year. Jared Dagey struggled at West Virginia last year. Yeah, I know he's playing in the Big 12 versus the Conference USA, but still, he did not look great. I think it's just an even switch. I'm not going to say Jared Dagey's an upgrade over Bailey Zapp. Here's the X factor here. Western Kentucky lost a ton of production from last year, especially on the offensive end, which is what carried them to all those wins. This Western Kentucky team is 88th in the country in returning production, but they're 109th in returning production on the offensive end. So not only are they towards the bottom of the country in returning production, but when it comes to returning production on offense, they're way back, 109th. And this is a team, like I said, that relied on its offense. Now, I know they're playing an FCS school in Austin Peay, but did you know that the Austin Peay Governors were second in the entire FCS last year with 19 interceptions? Yeah, this Austin Peay team can play a little bit of defense. More specifically, they can play defense against the pass. That's exactly what Western Kentucky did last year. I really don't know where all this upside on Western Kentucky is coming from. Their win total is set at 8.5. I think that's too high. Their offensive coordinator, Zach Kitley's gone. He's the OC at Texas Tech now. Listen, in my opinion, the most valuable play here is I'm backing an FCS school. I'm taking Austin Peay plus 26.5. And where's my caps lock? Austin Peay plus 26.5. And I'm also taking the under. No, I'm sorry. I'm taking the Western Kentucky team total under. I think it's 46.5. 46.5. And that, I'm sorry, I keep it to go back and forth. Is at minus 110. Nice. They're both at minus 110. A team total at 46.5. With a team that just lost its offensive coordinator and has a brand new quarterback. A team that lost a ton of production on offense. Against a team that was decent. Pretty good. Actually, for FCS standards, they were great at defending the pass last year. Yeah, I love this bet here. I'm on Austin Peay getting the points and Western Kentucky team total under. All right. Next game. It's up at 29 in the comments, apparently. Wow. When I checked this morning, Says, all right, so I'm looking at the consensus line right here. It says 27.5. So it did move a little bit. Now, see, when you're dealing with these huge spreads, like 27, 28, and 29, like, the difference, the chances that it lands on 27 are going to be like 0.08%. And the chances that it lands on 29 are going to be like 0.06%. So the line movements, when you're into the high 20s, into the 30s, they're not as significant as they are. Because if you're talking about someone moving from 3 to 4, the chances that it lands on 3 are like 11%. And chances of landing at 4 are like 7%. So you're talking about big jumps when the line moves from 3 to 4, or from 6 to 7, or even from 9 to 10. But if the line moves from 26 to 27, something like that, it's not that significant. I do see here that DraftKings has it at 29.5, PointsBet 29.5. Take it. Take those 29.5. I'm gonna play it on DraftKings so I can get 29.5 as well. So you know what? Let's be fair. Let's be fair to myself. I don't want to chip myself out of points. I'm changing this to 29.5 right now. There you go. Austin Peay plus 29.5. Western Kentucky team total under 46.5. Let's go. Next game. You guys already heard me talk about this one on YouTube. I mean, I could go through it again real quick. I'll make it really quick because I know most of you probably already watched it. All right, so Nebraska, everyone's calling them the... I'll put up my bets because you already know them. Let's put that up first. My favorite bets are the under at 50.5. Let me make sure it's still there because we got line movement this morning. Uh, 52 it's at now. Nice. So I'm taking the under at 52. That has been moving up too. Doesn't scare me. I'm under at 52, and I'm also taking the Northwestern team total under, and that is still at 20.5. And it even dropped a little bit. It was at minus 135. Now it's at minus 125. Beautiful. I'm also going to take probably, you know what, I have Nebraska money line as a part of the parlay. So I do like Nebraska, but in the first game of the season overseas in Ireland, that's really weird. I'm not even 100% sure how to factor in that they're in Ireland. Whatever. Nebraska, obviously a really unlucky team last year. They went 3-9, 0-8 in one-score games. They bring back their two linebackers. They also bring in Casey Thompson from Texas to play quarterback. I don't really like Casey Thompson, to be honest. I wouldn't say I don't like him. He made some crazy plays and got in some highlights last year with the Longhorns, so I think people are a little higher on him than they should be. The truth is he lost the starting quarterback job to Hudson Card at Texas, and Hudson Card is not very good. So that just shows you, obviously, the coaches at Texas see more of this kid playing football than we do, and if they made the decision to bench him for Hudson Card, it had to be for a reason. I think he's pretty much an even wash with Adrian Martinez, to be honest. Maybe slightly better, a little better arm. Nebraska's receivers are gone. Basically, this is just a fate of Northwestern, man. I mean, what are like the positives for Northwestern? I know they have Evan Hull, who's kind of like their third down back / spell back. He plays kind of the way Tony Pollard plays for the Cowboys, for the Dallas Cowboys, that is. But he's probably their most talented player on the team this year, Evan Hull. I don't like Ryan Helinski at quarterback for Northwestern. Not to mention, the Northwestern Wildcats 130th in the country in returning production. 130 out of 130. This team got gutted, and it was already a bad team. Definitely on the unders here. No need to ramble on about this game. All right, let's move on to the next one. Next one, Idaho State at UNLV. Listen, I'm going to be honest. I don't know anything about Idaho State. I'm not going to front and sit here and pretend I do. So I'm not betting this game. But from what I read, it seems like UNLV seems to be the right side. So I'll put this down. But I'm not personally betting it because I don't really like tailing other people, but other people that don't work for me, I should say. I'm confident in telling people that are on my team, but this seems to be the right side. But like I said, I don't really know Idaho State, so let's just move on. Next game is another one I already put on YouTube, but we can run through it real quick. I think Wyoming's offense takes a small step forward, which isn't saying much because they were so bad last year. I wouldn't say so bad. And I'm talking specifically about the offense because I know Wyoming's defense was all right. Was pretty solid, actually. But let me pull up my notes for that game. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, so they bring in that. I was looking for his name. They brought in Andrew Peasley from Utah State. Clearly, Andrew Peasley has realized that Logan Bonner is never going to leave. He's starting at Utah State for his sixth year as a quarterback in college. Andrew Peasley was like, "Fuck that! I'm transferring out." Comes to Wyoming, takes the job. He will be an upgrade from last year for sure. The biggest hit to Wyoming is Chad Muma, who is gone. He plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Actually went in the third round pick out of Wyoming. Gotta like that. Long story short, Illinois got gutted, 122nd in returning production this year. They lost almost everybody, and this is a team that's carried by its defense. Right, defense got gutted. They lost five starters, safety, corner, 2 linebackers, and a nose tackle. So, yeah, Illinois lost 5 starters off that defense. You're going to give me 2 touchdowns. Let me make sure this line is still here because shit is moving like crazy this morning. Yep, still 14. Majority of the money's on Illinois. Everyone's been on Illinois all week, all month, I should say. This line's been open for a while, and I can see it, but now that it's at 14, the value is definitely on Wyoming, in my opinion. And I'm going to put a full unit on this, to be honest. I like this one. I like that I'm getting 2 touchdowns. I don't think Illinois has the offense to win by more than 2 touchdowns. This isn't an FCS. Wyoming. No, this isn't an FCS school. I like it. I'm on Illinois here. There you go. Stephen Hairston on the same... I'm glad I didn't bet it. Because now it's at 14. I can get it at 14. All right. Next game coming. UConn at Utah State. All right. So, UConn has been so unbelievably bad. Did you know that the UConn Huskies haven't won more than 3 games in a season since 2015? That's 7 straight years. And this year... will probably be 8 straight. They open up on the road against a Utah State team that won the Mountain West last year. That conference is a little bit on the rise too. They win the Mountain West, and then beat Oregon State in the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. So they're going against a team that won the conference and then won a bowl game against a Power 5 school. Utah State, like I was just talking about, brings back quarterback Logan Bonner for his 6th year. Blake Anderson's still the head coach out there at Utah State, and they bring back both the offensive and defensive coordinators. That's very rare when a team wins the conference and a bowl game. Usually the coordinators are getting job offers. They stayed. So they're bringing back the entire same head coach, same offensive coordinator, same defensive coordinator, same quarterback at Utah State. Definitely something I like to see in college football. Now here's the bad news for Utah State. Other than that, they did lose a lot of production. The Utah State Aggies are 119th in the country in returning production on defense. So even with Logan Bonner back under center, the offense probably still going to be great. I have questions about the defense because they lost so many pieces. And that is why when I'm doing for this game, instead of laying the points, I think the line is at 26.5. Yeah, 26.5. In my opinion, the best way to go here is just ride the over 59.5. Let me make sure it's still there. Yeah, 59.5. So I'm going over 59.5 at minus 110. That'll be a full unit as well. Damn it, I switched this font here and I don't remember what I was at. Whatever. So yeah, I'm just riding the over because we can rely on the Utah State offense to torch UConn. That's not a question. The question is, can Utah State's defense show up? And in my opinion, that's a big question. UConn, although they suck, they did put up 28, 35 points in a few of the games. So I really could see Utah winning this game like 35-21 or something like that. Or no, not 35-21 because that would be under. But the point is, I think they'll score over 40, to be honest. But wow, it's early. So yeah, I'm on the over there. Charlotte at FAU next, and all the sharps are on Charlotte here. If you watch, I don't watch other handicappers on YouTube, but if you do, I'm sure a lot of them are taking Charlotte. 78% of the money is on Charlotte, despite the public being more even, actually a little leaning towards FAU. I am not on Charlotte. I'm definitely not on Charlotte. In fact, I'm betting Florida Atlantic 3 ways here. This is what I did in this game. I have Florida Atlantic minus 7.5, Florida Atlantic first half -4, Florida Atlantic team total over 33.5. Definitely all over the Owls here. So for Charlotte, for the 49ers, I should say, I hate calling them the 49ers because everyone always thinks I'm talking about San Francisco. So Chris Reynolds returns at quarterback along with his top 3 receiving options for Charlotte. So that's why a lot of people like them. Their offense should have another solid season. In fact, it should take a step forward with the same quarterback, same receiving options. I think they returned 4 offensive linemen as well. But do you want to know who else is returning their quarterback and their top receiving option? The Florida Atlantic Owls. N'Kosi Perry is back, and just like Charlotte, I think this Florida Atlantic offense takes a step forward too. The X factor for me in this game is Charlotte's defense. This Charlotte 49ers defense was so bad last year. I don't want to just go through all the numbers, but they're all bad. I just put one number down to give you an example of how bad. Conference USA opponents last year against the Charlotte defense averaged 10.9 yards per pass attempt. What? 10.9 yards per attempt against the Charlotte 49ers defense. That is like laugh out loud, hilariously bad. And then combine that with they lost a ton of production. They're like 103rd. This is Charlotte I'm talking about. It's like 103rd in returning production on the defensive side of the ball. So not only did the defense suck, but they're gonna have all players out there that haven't seen much playing time. Florida Atlantic should light the scoreboard up here. Now Florida Atlantic also, these two teams are actually pretty similar. Florida Atlantic also took some hits as far as returning production on the defensive end. So I wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte scores a bunch of points right back. But I think Florida Atlantic, I think the Owls are going to score on every single drive, truly. I really like Florida Atlantic here. This one, 2 of these 3 bets are on the VIP ticket, too. You'll see when I put that out right after I'm done. Sorry, I'm falling behind on the comments. I'm sorry, I don't have anyone producing today. Starting next week, Beaver will be doing it, so he'll be manning the comments and everything, and I can just focus on the content. Anyway, next game coming. North Texas at UTEP. Another one where I'm almost positive I'm going to be on the less popular side. I'm assuming, and again, I don't really follow what other people are picking in the industry, but I'm assuming a lot of people are going to be on UTEP here. UTEP went to a bowl game last year. This UTEP team was solid, but here's the thing. First of all, I think this is probably the best, most meaningful football game of the day. Not just because it has the lowest spread. I think these two teams, I think North Texas is going to win Conference USA, if I'm being honest. In fact, I just gave away my picks, only put it up. North Texas minus 1.5, and I'm putting 1.25 units on this. I like this one. I think North Texas wins Conference USA, and I know everyone's going to be looking at Western Kentucky, or everyone's going to be looking at probably UTSA. They were good last year. No, I'm on North Texas. This team brings back its entire squad. Literally the whole squad. Head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, Austin On back at quarterback, 13th in the FBS in returning country, the North Texas Mean Green. They're bringing back everybody. They bring back all 11 starters on offense. And this is a team that was pretty good last year in North Texas. UTEP did have a bit of a magical run last year. Like I said, got themselves in a bowl game. Good for them. You want to know one of their losses last year? North Texas beat them last year. And I know that was on the road, and now they're at home in the Sun Bowl. Doesn't matter. I think North Texas beats the brakes off them today. I think they could win by as many as 7 to 10 points. Just any other notes that I want to get across? No. The rest of the notes is just about how I think North Texas is going to win the conference, which I already said. So, yeah, love North Texas here. I wouldn't be angry, or I wouldn't be against the North Texas first half bet as well. But to me, at -1.5, I feel confident just instead of spreading my money, putting it all together and putting it all on one bet here. So give me the North Texas Mean Green. How do I choose plays? That's what I'm explaining. I give the play and then I describe how I got there. All right. Next game is Nevada at New Mexico State. All right. Listen. New Mexico State was awful last year. They went 2-10, right? They went 1-11 against the spread last year. This New Mexico State team. But I'm betting them. I know. This is fucking... Ugh. This makes me sick here. New Mexico State plus 8.5 -110. Let's go half unit. Just a half unit. But hear me out. Do you want to know what's going on with this Nevada team? Ready for this? They were dope last year. But Carson Strong is gone. He plays for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's Nevada's quarterback from last year, if you didn't know that. Head coach Jay Norvell, gone. He got the head coaching job over at Colorado State. He took his offensive coordinator with him. So the offensive coordinator, also gone. Timmy Chang, the wide receivers coach, he got a head coaching gig out in Hawaii, the game we're about to talk about next. He's gone. Oh, what about the defensive coordinator, Sauce? Brian Ward, gone. He got the DC job up in Washington State, so he'll be up in the Pac-12. This Nevada team is gutted. Everyone's gone. So the fact that you're taking this team that is a brand new unit with a brand new entire coaching staff, new quarterback, and you're opening them up as 8.5-point favorites on the road, that's alarming to me. I mean, this isn't LSU with a new squad, it's Nevada. So I will take the 8.5 points with the home dog. I don't have many positive things to say about New Mexico State. This is more of a fade of Nevada. But I'm riding with the Aggies here. Let's go, New Mexico State. Probably the only time I will bet on New Mexico State this season. I can't guarantee that, but probably. Moving on. So VIP picks will go up right after I'm done, Tiana Johnson. I have one parlay and 3 top bets today for VIPs. Normally in college football, people that were with me last year can vouch, on a normal Saturday, I'll put as many as 9 or 10 top bets with 3 or 4 parlays sometimes. So on a normal college football Saturday, I'll load that up. But today, there's just... the games are kind of ugly, and there's just not much action. So 3 top bets and 1 parlay. That's what I have for you today. And that'll be up right after I'm done. We have one more game, so 10, 15 minutes. Next and final game. A lot of people like Hawaii in this one. Vanderbilt on the road out in Hawaii. I feel like I know a lot about Hawaiian culture and football now because I did just watch the Manti Te'o documentary. So I feel like I'm something of a Hawaiian expert. If you guys haven't watched that, I advise you to check it out. It's on Netflix. Very cool. You feel bad for... I mean, he did get catfish, and it was quote-unquote dumb of him to get catfish, but this was the most intense, like, deep catfishing of all time. It's easy to see how he could have fell for it when you watch the documentary. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. We got Vanderbilt at Hawaii, 10:30 start tonight. I'm going to need a Red Bull. All right, so if you followed me last year, you know that I like Vanderbilt. I'm a Vanderbilt guy. I didn't bet them a ton. Yo, what's up, Stephen Hairston? Already on. You already know. I'm gonna put my pick up. I'm on Vandy too. Actually, I bet Vandy two ways here. If you notice, they got this first half line all the way up at 6. That's for a reason. I'm playing Vanderbilt first half -6, Vanderbilt -9. Here's the reason. First of all, Vanderbilt brings back a decent amount of production this year. I think they're like 51st in the country. Compared to Hawaii, that's great because Hawaii lost a ton. Head coach Clark Lee back for his second season. Yeah, it's a tough gig in Vanderbilt. The one who rebuilds Vanderbilt, they're going to need to. The one who brings that program back is going to need to a statue built of him on campus because they're so far gone. So the one thing I like about this game for Vanderbilt, so we already know that Vanderbilt has a shitty schedule. We know once they hit week 3 or 4, it's at Auburn, at Florida, home versus Georgia. Like they play a brutal SEC schedule every single year. So in these early games, Vanderbilt has this game against Hawaii, and then next week they play Elon. They have to win those games because they may lose 10 straight after that. So they have to win this game. I think this team comes out with a lot of energy. I think they beat the shit out of Hawaii. Listen, do you want to know something about this Hawaii team this year? Hawaii is returning 5. Yes, I said it. 5 starters on the entire team this year. 5 on both sides of the ball combined. 5. That's they lost everybody. There's only 5 returning starters on Hawaii. They also have a brand new head coach, Timmy Chang, who I was just talking about. He was the wide receivers coach at Nevada last year. First year head coach out in Hawaii. So in his first game, he has to coach against an SEC team. Yeah, it's Vanderbilt, but they're still an SEC team. I truly think Vanderbilt blows the Rainbow Warriors out of the water here. Yeah, I know a lot of people. I was expecting that. I know a lot of people like Hawaii. So yeah, that's all the games we have for today. I skipped a couple. I'll go back to the ones I skipped right now. I skipped Florida A&M at UNC. It's a 42.5 point line, and I'm not big on North Carolina this year, and I don't know enough about Florida A&M to really. I mean, I could have BS'd it, but I didn't want to force anything, so I passed on that one. And I also passed on the Florida State game. I don't know anything about Duquesne. Florida State's laying 40.5 points. That's the kind of line where it's like you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if they're going to pull the starters. You know how many times I've learned the hard way that when it comes to those big lines, stick to a first half bet or a team total. Because 40.5 points, they might pull the starters when they're up 35. You never know what's going to happen. So I like to avoid those games. But yeah, so we just went through all of them. Like I said, VIPs, I have 3 top bets and a parlay coming in about 10 minutes. Now, next week, this is important. Well, no, it's not that important. Next week, this show, I'm going to probably be on from 10 to 11:30. I'm going to go through. I plan on going through every single game. I cap all the games, so why not share my results with you? So, as you know, on College Football Saturday, there's a lot of fucking football games. So this show is probably going to go from 10 to 11:30 next week. So, show up with your betting shoes next week. Let's bring in a few dollars today. Hey, no reason to be overexcited about football season and then start betting above your means, betting thousands of dollars that you shouldn't be betting. Stay conservative. Use 2% of your bankroll units max. Spread the money out, pick your spots, and let's have a good day. Toast comes on at 3 p.m. with his baseball show. I think it's 3 p.m., so you'll see him later. I'll be watching football all day today, so you can reach me on Twitter. Let's have a good day, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you on Twitter. Later.